Purchasing a 4x4 can be one of the greatest adventures that you embark on. Being able to set it up, kit it up exactly how you want it. But there's one thing that makes the entire experience come together, and that is the meals that you prepare while going away, accompanied by the amazing people around you on this very trip. But there's one thing in particular that can make that entire experience a make or break moment. And I'm talking about the thing right behind me. Well, if you thought I was talking about a fridge, freezer, or anything along those lines, you'd be correct. The fridge and freezer that you use for while you go camping is very important. It can help you save on ice, keep things fresher for longer, and just make the entire camping experience something to be amazed about. Well, today we're going to dive into the top brands of fridges out there. That's right, I'm talking about National Luna, Dometic, SnoMaster, and of course the one that's been around for a long time, the Engel. My name is Dale. Welcome to Adventure Sparks. As we know, I have a fridge in my vehicle, so does my father. We run using these fridges. But before we talk about some of the fridge brands and the main fridge brands out there, let's first find out what exactly is the fridge freezer. Well, it's exactly in the name. It's exactly like the fridge freezer that you will have in your home, your household. It refrigerates using gas, compressing the gas, and then keeping the contents cool. Now, fridges like this can have a lot of perks while camping, meaning you can go away for longer periods because you've got a constant cooling agent in the vehicle, as well as keeping your products that you've got inside cool and if not frozen for longer. It will also stand and be more durable in hot weather, as well as being possibly more longer lasting. However, there is some downfalls with this. Unlike an average cooler box or esky or Yeti like in Australia and America, they need power, which normally means that you're going to need a second battery system in your vehicle, as well as they will be a little bit, if not a lot more expensive than your average cooler box, Yeti or esky. But with that being said, what type of power do they use? Well, you can hook it up to a 12 volt system, a 20 volt 4, or a 220 like a household plug. What is also nice is a lot of the more modern ones come with the option to be able to also run off the second battery with solar charging, which means that you can run it from your house, the second battery system, or solar charging. Now that is really incredible. Unlike a cooler box where you got to throw in ice and hope that it doesn't melt, this, you can even make your own ice in it. But now that we know exactly what the fridges are, let's jump into the most well-known brands. Let's start off with Dometic. Dometic is very well-known. It's an international popular brand. It's originally from Sweden, and you can get it in many different sizes, starting at a 25 liter, going all the way up to a 45, and then even getting to like a 75 or 95 liter, which can then become a dual compartment fridge freezer. Now, they are very well known for a multitude of things, but I'm going to name here just a few quick ones that are important. Well, they have a VMSO compressor, they have vacuum compartments, as well as fridge freezer options, and a Bluetooth app, as well as digital temperature controls. Well, what does this mean? It is great because you can have a fridge freezer setup, freezing on one side and keeping the rest cool in the other, as well as being able to monitor the temperature on your phone from wherever you are, as well as being able to set the temperature digitally on the fridge itself, which is really awesome. However, with all these amazing things that come with it, there are some downsides. But let's get to the downsides later. Let's start what makes this really, really good. For starters, what makes this fridge really amazing is the fact that it's got that Bluetooth controller to connect to your phone. Now that in itself is a feat of engineering. It means that you can sit there from the comfort of your tent, from the comfort of your home if you're using it at home, and adjust the temperature and check the battery voltage from your phone and adjust and do all the requirements that you might need to do on the thing, on the fridge, from your phone, which is really easy, simplified. It means that there's no walking back and forth to check. There's just a quick click on the app and you've sorted. Now, with that, there are some downfalls. That is that when you get to the 75 and 95 liter fridge freezer dual compartments, they can get quite heavy, which means that you're going to have a lot of load in the back of your vehicle, or you're going to have a lot of load to carry to get to the vehicle, depending on how you're setting it up. The second-hand parts market is pricey. Even just parts to repair can be really, really pricey. But all in all, it's an amazing fridge. This fridge is specific and great for overlanders, tours, weekend aways, as well as family 4x4 campers. Now, let's move on to another great brand. If you couldn't tell already, the next brand is National Luna. This is my favorite fridge brand by far. It's used by my father and myself in both of our vehicles, and we made a purchase of a third vehicle and we are looking to put a third one in there. Why is National Luna so good? Well, here's a breakdown. If you didn't already know and haven't guessed it already, National Luna was created and made here in South Africa. That is why a lot of people use it, especially a lot of South African 4x4 enthusiasts here in South Africa. Why? Because for its durability, and it's gotten a lot of respect over the years for the strength of the brand. Now, the different sizes that you can get is all the way from a 25 liter down straight to a 90 liter, and then from that point on, dual fridge freezer zone fridges, as well as going back a bit. Also, like mine over here, I've got a 50 liter fridge freezer that I run in my vehicle. What also makes it nice is that it's got a National proprietary compressor, as well as Bluetooth to connect to your phone, digital thermostat controls, as well as a built-in battery protector. Now, what does that mean? Basically, if, like we have here in South Africa, a thing called load shedding, where the power just suddenly goes out and it'll stay out for a while until eventually we're on a grid system where we're having outages every day for a certain amount of days to save electricity, it will protect the fridge from those outages if it is running during that time. Another thing that it is very well known for is for its stainless steel design, making it tough, rugged and durable, especially for the South African environment that we have here. Now, obviously with all these perks, there's got to be some downsides, right? Well, not really. It's good. I mean, it's got dust resistant, it's corrugation road resistant, it's heat resistant, and it's durable. So what is the downfalls? Well, after looking deep and hard, there's not really a lot. I mean, yes, besides the fact that it's got a very minimalist, older looking generation design, and that it's a lot heavier and can be heavier than a lot of competitors' fridges, and leans to the more expensive side, there's nothing else that people have found to be wrong with them. The spare parts are there, they're not as expensive, and you can get one second hand for a relatively good price. Hence why I will run National Luna in my vehicle. But maybe I'm turned by the end of this video. So let's move on to the next one. Ah yes, another South African favorite, SnoMaster. Now, SnoMaster has been around for quite a while as well, and they go all the way up to 105 liter fridges. Those can also be dual compartments and single fridge compartments. But now, why two South African brands in one video? Well, SnoMaster has been reportedly sometimes being cheaper than your average National Luna. They also come with a lot more features, sometimes coming with a bag to cover it, as well as baskets inside to pack things more systematically. National Luna obviously comes with them as well, so does Dometic. Sometimes you can get them for them, but SnoMaster provides it when purchasing the fridge, as well as it having a lot more of a lighter feel to it than National Luna. However, with this there are some downfalls, being that they're not as globally supported as Dometic, and sometimes not always lasting as long as both Dometic and National Luna. But all in all, an amazing fridge. These are normally used for going away for your normal weekend camping trips, maybe a long trip, but not intense off-roading, Namibia, Botswana, that type of thing. National Luna is said to be a lot better for those types of trips. But now it's time for the man, the myth, the legend. And if you guessed Engel, well, you guessed right. Engel is a Japanese brand fridge, starting out at a 15-liter fridge, going all the way up to 80 and more. It is a very well-known, very respected fridge. If you're starting off going camping and you've been asking around what fridge you should get, you have probably heard the word Engel being used quite a bit. And why is this? Well, Engel has a reputation that spans over a number of years, over a few decades actually. They have built up a very big reputation for being reliable, durable, and sometimes never breaking. Even owners that's owned them for 20 years and more have reported that they have at the least, if not none, breakages on the fridge. Now, why is this? Well, it's all thanks to their motor, or their compressor actually. They've got what they call a swing motor compressor, which aids in its durability. It has a lot of non-moving parts, which means that there's not much to go wrong. It also has a slow and low, or not slow, more like a low startup current that is needed. And the battery is there to outlast and be there for long. Before we had the National Luna, I had an Engel, and that thing never broke. I once had to replace the battery when I bought it secondhand after that owner had owned it for 15 years. I then continued to own it for an extra 10 years and had no issues with it whatsoever. They are amazing fridges. They are well known, rugged, and never break. They've got to have some downsides though, right? Wrong. Well, it all depends on the person really. I mean, they don't have a flashy design, they don't have the Bluetooth connectivity, but is that what you want while you're camping? Well, that depends from person to person. But the lesser amount of technology you have, the more likely it's going to be more reliable, and the less chance that you'll have of it breaking. So even though it doesn't have Bluetooth and has a more rugged, tough, old-looking design, there have been reported of no issues with it whatsoever. It is a very rugged design. It's great for fishing weekends, fishing trips, out on the water, going away for the weekend, going away for a long trip. It is an all-rounder, perfect camp fridge. So, with all this information, which one should you actually buy? Well, let's break it down into categories. Best overall fridge and premium fridge would have to be your National Luna. Best for technology would have to be your Dometic. Best price would have to be your SnoMaster. But the best overall for reliability would have to be your Engel. Now, with that in mind, if you are looking to do more trips like we do, and even trips where you're going out to Botswana, Namibia, and going across borders and going to and through some harsh conditions, the overall best fridges that you should look at doing is either a National Luna or an Engel. The parts can and are regularly available, as well as those two fridge brands being indestructible and unstoppable. Yes, if you want to stay local, you've got the National Luna, and yes, if you want to go more worldwide, you've got the Engel from Japan. But all in all, these are two amazing fridges that last long, that are durable, and won't let you down. Hence, why Adventure Sparks uses National Luna as well as having used an Engel. But at the end of the day, each fridge and company of fridges has their perks and their downfalls. No matter which one you choose, I'm sure that you will make the right choice that will work for you and what you want to do for going camping. However, if you're wanting to do more camping trips like what we do here on Adventure Sparks, I would highly recommend National Luna or Engel. Hope this video helped you guys. If you want to see more videos like this where we break down certain brands and help you find out which brand works for you, please let us know in the comments down below and we'll get to them as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching this video. It's been awesome. Keep that spark for adventure going, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.